I want your soul.
What does that mean? What? Okay, now I haven't pulled this card out in a minute. I haven't done the whole, oh, I'm new here, I don't know what's going on. But a few of you during the live stream were tracing this back to something that apparently has happened in the past. Apparently there was some sort of an authority faction that was essentially the tippy top of the promotion or of the whole show or the business, kind of, abusing their power. Like, their characters basically abusing their power, and whatever they say goes. And they were basically, if I remember correctly, I think I've seen some clips of it. I swear, I think Randy Orton was a part of it. I feel like I'm guessing, though. I could be wrong. But I remember they had some wrestlers that they kind of had do their bidding for them. Now, some of you have linked this back to it, where you think Cody Rhodes is being offered some sort of a position, essentially, almost like a boardroom seat for TKO or whatever. Maybe The Rock's right-hand man. I don't fully understand. What I really want to do is tell you why I enjoyed the Rock segment. Now, I know a lot of people were frustrated with it. They didn't like how long it went. It could have been a lot shorter, especially knowing that it did cut at least one match, specifically one of the women's matches from this episode of SmackDown. And I can empathize with that. I get that. I see where you're coming from, but I agree with you. It could have been shorter, but I still just want to talk about the segment at face value, in a vacuum here, just on its own. Now, there's been a lot of complaints going back to the Netflix debut. Now, I want to stress that, yes, this could come off a little bit like retconning and we're kind of fixing the past here, but it does add up in my head, and I want to know if you see this at all. Now, an issue people had with The Rock at the Netflix debut was that he came off as a pure babyface, and he seemed like he kind of abandoned the final boss persona that so many of us kind of fell in love with leading into WrestleMania, making that one of the, according to you guys, one of the best WrestleMania buildups and WrestleManias of all time. So people were obviously frustrated. Then it seemed like he kind of abandoned it just to put on the face and be super nice and be kind to Cody. Now, we fast forward to here, and it kind of comes together why he was being nice to Cody at the time. Now, you could easily say that this is just them trying to find a way to make him being nice work, but I'm okay with that. I'm playing the game here. I'm keeping the kayfabe. Let's just act as though this is all within this contained little world. So if The Rock had his intentions to make this offer to Cody, it would make sense that The Rock would want to butter him up and he'd want to be kind to him. So he'd be kind to his mother, have their moms hang out, be super kind to him and give him the nod at the Netflix debut. To call him out tonight on SmackDown and be friendly, be kind, be cool with the fans. But as the promo went on, there were little moments where The Rock was letting a little bit of final boss heel slip out. The Rock would randomly call out the crowd, call him trailer trash, told one lady she had syphilis, but these were always very short outbursts where it almost felt like he was putting on a front, a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing, where he was acting super nice, but deep down he is furious, and this is all part of a plan to just get himself what he wants. This is where, as the promo went even further and we started to get to this I want your soul portion, this is where it got a little bit creepy, where you got a little bit of that kind of almost like eye-twitching, creepy persona coming from The Rock, where he's clearly trying to keep down this anger that the final boss has within him, but putting on a friendly face, a big smile, and trying to get exactly what he wants from Cody Rhodes. This is why I did like this segment. It was because it did feel confusing to Cody, which was good because it was confusing to us. If Cody had been nodding along and looking like he understood, then we, the audience, feel like we're left out and it's all going over our head. But with Cody looking confused and The Rock being kind of creepy about it and letting little bits of the final boss slip out when he would call out the crowd, it felt to me like this was enough to forgive the Netflix full-on babyface persona where he was, again, nice to Cody. Do I believe this was the plan since then? Probably not. But even so, I don't think there's anything wrong with seeing that you did something in the past that bothered people and trying to make it a part of the future story. So yes, I do kind of believe that The Rock is being a little bit crazy here. I feel like The Rock maybe has kind of lost it and he's doing something desperate. He's throwing a Hail Mary to try to get to this title. But the only thing I can't go back and figure out is the 3 fingers that he held up at the end of Bad Blood. Again, a lot of people are very upset with that. That's not what this conversation is about. I'm interested in having a conversation of, hey, how are they gonna go back and make that make sense? I want to speculate on this. I want your theories. I mean, you're welcome to go down in the comments and bash the whole segment if you really want to, but I'm here for theories. I'm here for speculation. I will live in these comments with you. I want to talk about this. This is the type of stuff that when I'm watching wrestling, this is what I'm looking forward to. And I feel like we truly just hit the swing of WrestleMania season because we got The Rock coming out here and throwing us a curveball that frankly doesn't make any true sense. And it's almost like it was left extra vague so that they could like kind of see what they want to do with it later. Like maybe they don't have to fully commit to it meaning exactly what their first idea was. And maybe based on I don't know, because last year that's what it, not necessarily just like that, but they definitely took the crowd reaction and adjusted. So maybe this one's a little bit more vague than what they tried to do last year about taking Cody's spot. And I don't know. So with The Rock asking Cody for his soul, which is such a weird way to phrase it, it's really is just literally saying, you know, you're signing a deal with the devil at this point. The phrase fully exists of selling your soul to the devil, and that's what they say when someone like either gets everything they want or they never seem to age or something. They sold their soul to the devil. So if that's the phrasing and if that is the reference that we're going to try to pull from here, it sounds like Cody is being offered this super special treatment where he gets whatever he wants, and I don't know if that means he would get some sort of like bloodline connection. It doesn't feel like Roman Reigns would be on board with this. So if nothing else, and this video is going to be all over the place, and I apologize if it ends up being unwatchable. I'm sorry, but I'm in full fan speculation. Let's just chat about this mode. Again, I'll be in the comments if anybody, like whoever wants to like throw out some theories, we could talk about it, maybe look for other people's theories, and we can we'll treat this like an old school forums page. Okay, so if Roman doesn't like this, maybe he sees The Rock make this offer. Obviously they treat it like when they do stuff on TV, they treat it like they saw it on TV themselves, and you know, when they respond to it later down the road. And if Roman is against this, assuming Cody rejects this offer, this could be some sort of a turning point where this could be the first thing that we see where Roman and The Rock kind of butt heads. Obviously not to lead up to anything for this Mania, maybe to a future one. I don't know if we're getting any sort of indication that The Rock is never going to be in the ring again at this point. I frankly don't know, but this could be something to turn The Rock and Roman against each other, even if not for a match, but for some sort of a feud storytelling device. Another detail that I think about is if Cody does say no. Well, you know, let's start with if he says yes. If he says yes, that almost certainly means that this is a Cody heel turn, right? Which is basically why I don't think it's possible. I just don't see Cody Rhodes ever turning heel. He to me looks like John Cena, where it feels like Cena's going to finish his career as a face, and it just doesn't feel like Cody Rhodes would switch to being a heel anytime soon. And if he says no, this opens up a lot of theories. This could be, is The Rock going to be pissed at Cody? Is he going to react toward Cody? Or is there a chance that The Rock then takes that offer and looks for someone else who will take it? So if Cody is someone who already has what he wants, he has his title and he has his pride, so he's going to say no to The Rock, who doesn't have those qualities? Who is desperate? Who has been getting so close constantly over and over again and keeps falling short? Maybe perhaps winning the Money in the Bank and failing their cash in, or winning the title at WrestleMania and getting cashed in on to lose that title. Who is been getting screwed over and getting their chance at, I don't know, maybe their home country, and things are constantly going against them? Who do we think could potentially be someone that would be tempted and just say, F it, give me, just help me out, or sign a deal with the devil, give me what I want at all costs? Obviously, at this point, I'm hinting toward my theory of maybe it could lead to something being offered to a Drew McIntyre. I've seen some of you take that theory and go, well, what if they went to CM Punk? Now, I like that. I think it could be cool. I think it is less likely between the two just because of the history between Punk and Rock. But then again, maybe that's all the more reason why it would be amazing if Rock went to Punk with that offer, and maybe that was somehow connected back to the Paul Heyman deal, or I'm sorry, not the Paul Heyman favor that is owed. Maybe there's still a connection between Paul Heyman and The Rock, and that's going to come back to the favor. I don't know. I mean, maybe he showed up 3 PLEs later. I'm not even 100% sure if that's accurate. I really don't think that that's it, so I'm not even going to bother looking it up. But if you have any theories based on what we have now that would make any sense that he would show up at the end of their match and hold up 3 fingers, I am all ears. But we are going to find out what this means to a further degree at Elimination Chamber, because it sounds like they are going to have a promo at some point during the show, which, I mean, is that going to be in the middle? Is The Rock not going to open or close a show? Oh, I guess he didn't do it at SmackDown, so I guess it wouldn't be that weird. God, imagine the main event of Elimination Chamber being a promo from The Rock. Oh, people will be so pissed. I think it'll be interesting to see if, especially if this promo happens before the men's chamber, if this conversation ends up making any difference or if it has any effect on the Elimination Chamber match itself. I mean, imagine Rock makes an offer to another wrestler that happens to be in that chamber, or hints at it, or looks, maybe there's a moment where they kind of glance at each other backstage so we don't see the conversation, but there's something there. So I mean, if you make me lock in a guess of like where this could go, I think it's going to be Cody turning it down and The Rock maybe trying to push him for it, Cody saying no, and Rock having a plan B in place. So maybe it doesn't actually need to be offered after Cody. Maybe there is a plan B already waiting, and maybe that's what's going to take out Cody at Elimination Chamber whenever he does inevitably say no. Or maybe he says yes, and I'm completely wrong on the idea that Cody probably is not turning heel anytime soon. I don't know. I want to keep talking about this. You guys are over in the Discord talking about this as we speak. If there's anybody else that wants to jump in on the conversation, join the Discord. You can be a fan of any and all wrestling promotions, and conversations are going on about all promotions 24/7 because you guys have been joining from all around the world. The link to the Discord is down below. Check out the Patreon. Let me know your thoughts on it. Can't wait to talk more about it. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way through. Thank you to the patrons that are on your screen. I will see you in the next one. Bye.